Well, it's been a long time coming to get here, to get to the finale of season 2. Primal, Genndy,
Genndy.
Genndy, whatever. Genndy Tartakovsky's Gooch, and he's kicking in already. Yeah, Primal season 2. Welcome to Diabolical Souls Presents. I'm your host Gooch, and this is the gang with me. They're all here. We're here to discuss episode 10, and it's a doozy. Ends off. I wasn't expecting the ending to go the way it did. So, and we'll talk about it.
It was
guys,
a happy ending.
Yeah, it was a very happy ending for one individual. And I think Zach wanted to draw that.
Probably, yeah.
If I recall.
Yes.
But before we get into that, if you guys in the chat, and if you're watching, and there's 54 of you watching, thank you so much. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to all these guys here, either on YouTube or on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Greatly appreciate that. And of course, hit that notification bell. So whenever I come on, you'll hear that. That's for you, Badger. There you go. Guys, Goodwin, how are you feeling? You ready to do this? Episode 10.
Yeah, kind of bittersweet because this is the last episode of season 2, and when we don't know when season 3 is coming out, so we're gonna have to wait. It really went faster than I thought it would. Even though there were a few offshoots where, well, let's do some backstory here, but the actual story that we ended up with was pretty linear. It was a bit surprising, but made sense, especially given kind of like the initial flashback that we start with, and then kind of how we end. It all comes together. Yeah,
it's this whole series is phenomenal. Again, we've said this about a billion times, like no dialogue, very, very, very limited with dialogue, and the storytelling is just phenomenal. Like, it's just beautiful. So
yeah, it works on multiple levels. I mean, if you just watching it like at the surface level, it's still a hell of like an action show, and you got a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot more going on with this than just the surface.
Yeah. Nick, my friend, how are you doing down there in Florida? You feeling good? You ready to do this?
I am absolutely ready to do this. Doing well though. Feeling good at the start of March here. So it's the St. Patty's Day in a couple weeks. We have some drinks along the way. We'll see.
Some green lager. Green lager.
Maybe a Irish car bomb or something like that. Probably not. But
there it is.
Those are always fun.
I know someone who's going to have a green lager. That's Blair. Blair, you're going to drink a green lager for St. Patrick's Day, aren't you?
Probably.
Nice pint of Guinness.
Yeah. How you doing, Blair? Long time. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Had a bit of a move there. Change scenery, Gooch.
As you guys can see, things have changed.
You're out of the darkness into the light.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, I was looking forward to talking about this all week. It was such a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Such an interesting end to this saga.
Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of happy endings, Zach, how are we doing, my friend? The artist himself, Zach.
I'm doing pretty good. Just pretty much. It's I'm trying to figure out how to lay it down first, if you catch my drift. So once I figure that out, once I figure it out, the rest will be easy.
Are we going to be able to show the finished product tonight?
I will honestly let you know.
Interesting.
I'll take that as a no.
I have to let you. I gotta be honest. I can't lie.
Maybe part.
Yeah.
Just cover a half up with your hand. That's it.
Yeah.
Is there going
to be a nip? Is that all?
There would be a nip unless you want me to block it.
What about flame broiled hot dog? Are we gonna have flame broiled hot dog?
Kentucky Fried Chicken legs.
Yeah. Well, let's say a quick hello to the chat. And Scotia was like in here and early. Hello, Gooch and Gang. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. I can't believe we're in the final chapter of our duo story, and it makes me sad. But the ride was super fun. Yeah, I appreciate you joining us there, dude.
Yeah.
You have been with us, I think, in the middle of season 1, I want to say, and
Yeah.
just kind of been sticking around with us, and we appreciate you. So, and then again,
Zach, you're
even
echoing.
though
Zach.
even though the ending was a bit disappointing, I wished it would have been a 2-parter or an hour-long finale. I still appreciate what we're able to get to complete the Spear and Fang story arc. Yes.
Yeah.
And Scotty keeps going. Now I can't wait to see season 3 has in store for us and what new arc will be about. And then Scotty again. Plus, I wish that Spear and Mira got their blossoming romance, a steamy moment long before the Fire Demon Chieftain, but I feared it would be far too mature with that content. Yes, I agree with you, but I like how it played out. Jamma, one of the OGs in this place. Hashtag ride the spear. That's right, brother. That's right. Always good to see Jamma. UK Gamer, good to see you, bro. Hashtag no consent.
No consent.
Your consent needed.
Consent. Blair's saying hello to everyone. Rio's here. What's up, Rio? Evening Gooch. Hope the week is okay for you so far. It is. It's been a good week. I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm good. It's been a long week. Big Ship. The fuck Jammy. Good to see Big Ship in the house. Always good to see you, brother. Mike McMahon. Let's effing go. What's going on, Mike McMahon? Man, good to see you, bro. Glad you're in the chat. Great artist. Go check out his work. He works with Mark Poulton. They put out, I think it's U.S. Assassin. So great books. Go check them out. Let's see who else we got in the chat. We got Taylor Gordon. Here we are, the final episode of Primal season 2, and we learned that Mira loves her caveman Kentucky Fried. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh no. Graph web. Is someone clearing their voice? Because I got a
Oh
video
no,
for
my
that.
mic is messing up. Oh
Yeah,
it's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Sorry.
My favorite 3-letter acronym, for fuck's sake.
Cancel Disney
Oh,
Beautiful.
not as good as Moxie, but a lot.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
well, what are you gonna do?
Well, come on.
Can't all be big-titted redheads with fun personalities.
My balls can only go so high. Oh, look at my bun brothers here. Zach's, what's up, brother? Gooch, my favorite all beef entree.
Zach will bring the buns.
Yeah. The son of a bitch. He got me. Yeah. I'll tell you guys in the back room. Rick Costa. What's going on, Rick? Always good to see you. Who else we got in here? Just scrolling down. If I miss anyone, just give me a shout out and I'll pop you up. Hey, it's me in HD. What's up? Good to see you. And oh, look at that. Gooch's biggest fan. There we go. Oh, wait. There we go. Nice wink. Yeah, no veggie burgers here. That's right.
Amen.
Let's get into it, shall we? Episode 10 of season 2, and it starts off. It's a banger, that's for sure. It starts off with we see Spear as a very young child, hanging out with his dad, his father. You get the the handprints, taking the dirt from the ground. I would say the clay, the dry clay, and throwing it against the wall and getting a handprint, and just a nice little moment of father-son. And then we see the little hand, and that's Spear as a very young individual. And he looks up to his dad, and his dad is very, very Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Very Neanderthal.
He's hirsute. It's
Yeah. And as they're having this moment, the cave gets attacked by some Smilodons. Is that what we call it? Smilodons. Smilodons. Saber-toothed tigers, yeah. And this is where the trauma kicks in for Spear right off the hop. Dad doesn't hesitate. He's kind of the leader of the group, and the violence is like in full gear with this one because this lady gets her leg ripped right off.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like it's intense, and Spear is not afraid to jump into the battle as is just like his father and take on these Smilodons on. And yeah, we see the rage of the father. And anything you guys want to mention for this intro, because it's not our typical intro to Primal. We usually have something serene and something that that hits you emotionally a little bit, and then it kicks into Spear and Fang, traveling or trying to figure out what the next steps is, and especially in season 2, the search for Mira or traveling with Mira, and just kind of resting after the previous episode. So I was just curious what your their thoughts with this intro.
Check out the red eyes.
Yeah,
and just this kind of foreshadows what's coming, because eventually you see his eyes go red too whenever he's in battle with the fire chieftain.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like channeling this.
Yeah,
There's a bit of a like a bookend. The Spear wasn't there to defend his family, but you see how he would have done everything, just like his father did for him, and that fundamental, like, protect your family, protect your people, impetus that's there, and we've seen it in multiple cases. The flip side is the chieftain, where he wasn't there, but he comes back and becomes vengeance, essentially. Whereas Spear's dad is able to he dies, but he dies protecting his family, which is what you would expect a man to do.
well, his tribe, like he's the leader of the tribe. He's protecting everyone.
Yeah, they're all family. It's right. Here we go. They're my people.
Yeah, and we got the introduction to Spear in the first episode of him losing his family, and I'm just like, when we talk about this, like I'm just wondering why he leaves. I understand why he's leaving. He's hunting for his family, trying to feed his family, but like knowing that in the back of your head, like everything's so unpredictable in this world. I'm just curious why
he's leaving them. I mean, the first one, he leaves them in the safest place he can.
Yeah.
In a dangerous world, right? And as demonstrated here, even that isn't safe. But there's like an interesting flip between the chieftain and Spear, where Spear goes on a quest for vengeance and ends up getting redemption because of Fang. Right, the chieftain doesn't get that option, right, or doesn't think to take that, and essentially sells himself for vengeance and becomes, the fire god, essentially. And when he then, we will see him show up a bit later, and you see Spear, once again doing everything possible to protect the people that he can. And there's redemption in that, right? But this is tried to protect family, did not succeed, but the pattern was set. This is what you do, when you're a man and a leader. He misses that opportunity with his family, ultimately gets that opportunity again, in the finale of this. But you can go different ways. With this, that Spear could have very easily become just chewed up with vengeance and killing everything around him, right? And that he would have lived a very short and nasty life. And his line would have ended, right? There would have been no redemption and no carrying on.
Blair, your thoughts with this intro, like, it's because it's very traumatic for Spear as a child.
I mean, he sees his dad give his life for everything, and then he takes up the mantle. They actually, make him the leader. They give him a symbol of power, his father's necklace, because he took out the final tiger there. And then, Goodwin was saying that, he wasn't there to protect his family like his father. So now you see he has this new family of Fane and Mira and the two kids, and he becomes his father. He protects his people against, this new threat that's come along. And he does it full force,
Yeah. Nick, if you want to chime in too, if you want to talk about this introduction to obviously we're getting a flashback of Spear as a child, but kind of curious what your thoughts about it as well. We're all hitting the bullet points on this, but
I think you guys made some great observations. And the one thing I thought about when I watched it again earlier today, and I didn't really think about it before up until earlier, but the way this episode paints the picture of a flashback of how life was for him as a child, and what it means for him, what he went through, his experiences, his trauma, the life lessons of him learning how and why you need to protect your family. It's struck him as an adult, and as he's faced with this inevitable death approaching him with the fire giant, he has to basically step into his father's shoes and sacrifice his life now to protect, his family and, give his life at the end. So it's like this episode is almost like a full cycle of life and death, from him being a son to an adult to die, just as his father was. So it's, I think it's just, beautifully scripted in that sort of manner. And obviously, seeing a saber-toothed tiger is badass, and the fact that we get multiple of them, and just see them kind of give the Neanderthals here a tough time, is just cool to see, because we're always used to seeing a lot of dinosaurs and whatnot, but seeing some large cats is kind of cool.
We had OGs in the house.
Yep.
Both of them now.
Oh, no.
Hello there.
Capacity.
Hello there.
Oh, Eraserhead is in the house. You know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it means that we
Give
have
it.
to,
Do it.
you do it. And here you go, guys. Yeah, there we go. It's a great way to tell our hero's story. Yeah, it is. The animation, I wanted to touch on that because there's a big difference in this episode compared to a lot of the others. And I'm just curious if you noticed that they're Goodwin when it comes to this episode.
It kind of depends on which scene you're talking about. So there are definitely some poses of fangs that aren't normal and actually are like callbacks to earlier ways that we would animate dinosaurs, like with the kind of curled snake neck, the face down stuff, the at times it gets pretty choppy on the frame rates.
Yeah, there's a couple little, and it's like me and you will notice it, but
it's not
just
terrible.
It's not terrible, but it's the line weight.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed the line weight's a lot heavier in this episode.
Yeah,
than in previous episodes.
Depending on where we are and who's being drawn.
Like this one right here.
Yeah, these flashbacks are very, very heavy.
Very heavy, yeah. But I love the intro to this because we get to understand Spear a lot more. And man, the intensity, this
his arm come off,
ripping his arm off, like he doesn't hold back, and the violence is in full gear in this thing. And
when Spear finishes the last one, and you just get brains everywhere.
Yeah, and his dad he's just resilient. He doesn't give up at all. He's going all out, and then they feast on the father, and this is tears of pain, emotional pain for Spear here, and he just snaps and takes on 3 saber-toothed tigers here, and man, jumping. He's just a wee little guy, but he jumps in, spear right through the jugular of, or the throat of the one Smilodon, and then intensity, full bore. I love it. So yeah, he kills the one tiger as it like goes to lunge at him, and he just holds the spear up, and it just lands on the spear. And then the other tiger tries to push the dead body off, and and he's smart enough, like again like him to adapt and problem solve and do all that so quickly. For like even in this scene here, he knows like, okay, it's coming at me from the one direction. I'm going to sneak out the back, grab a boulder, and bash this thing's brains in. And there we are. Nick, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying, like, it's quite visual. Splatter salad.
Yeah. It got so gory, brutally violent, and emotional. I love it. Yeah, it is. It's chaos. And then we get to, look at him, just intensity. And then he gets awarded the chieftain's, necklace, I guess you could call it, or Wakanda forever. And and he's looked upon as a leader at a very, very young age. Like he would be what, 13, 14 there? Maybe even
and
younger?
he's definitely young and much smaller than his father.
Yeah. And then we get Mira as they arrive to the island, and she's excited because it's her home. And she runs off, and again, the color schemes are beautiful. The thing I noticed with this episode, though, is the line weights. They're very prominent. They're thick. Like even her head, like it's just very, very thick.
It feels like Archer. They have that very lines.
Yeah. But still very fine lines in certain shots, like the faces, occasionally will be very delicate, in the draw weight. But yeah, like there was Fang's head there is a little odd, but then there's definitely coming up a time where she's like curled up and nose down, and it's like this is some Land of the Lost looking art style, that suddenly came up, and I was wondering if somebody else was involved in a few of these scenes doing the art.
That'd be interesting.
Hey, Cannoli.
What's interesting about this is like how he tries to express. What's up, Cannoli? What's up, brother? Always good to see you. New meeting to get in stone. Absolutely. If nothing else, Primal is definitely metal. It is definitely metal.
It is very.
The one thing I like about this series is the emotional aspect of it. I mean, there's a lot of trauma, a lot of violence, and it's awesome. But like, he knows how to like, and I always say this, Don Bluth, they're very good with facial expressions, and you understand exactly what emotion they're portraying. Yep. So with this, it's showing that bond, that love for each other, and they just don't know how to accept each other's love yet. Like they're kind of still guarded because of the world they live in, and I don't think they want to lower their walls to accept each other's love and then lose each other, because it's already happened once. And we've seen Spirit go find Mira.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts and when it comes to this relationship and.
I don't think I think we were getting to a point of a romance going at the end of the first season, and then they really haven't had the opportunity to have any kind of like take a breath and we're together again, right? It's been rescue, and then no, everything's gone to hell again, and then here we let's escape, and now we're back home, and she's hit with the emotions of her flashback, right? She sees the place, her homeland, and where she was taken from, and it brings back memories of loss that she had as well, not just from being kidnapped from here, but that she had someone who she was involved with who got killed, trying to protect her. And that's another thing. Again, you see the men trying to protect, the people they care about in this episode repeatedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything you guys want to mention, Nick, Blair?
I mean, I thought the flashbacks were well done, and I mean, just to kind of show more of where she came from. Like, I mean, just it's like filling in the blanks almost, because we don't know a whole lot about what she used to do before she found or she met Spear. So, yeah, even like someone else being involved before Spear, perhaps is like a next boyfriend, which didn't really float her boat, but. Maybe she was a hot commodity back then, but it is interesting to see just how, she became, captured, and again, just a kind of, fitting in the missing pieces of the puzzle, here at the end, just kind of, tie everything up, really, and, making a nice little bow.
Yeah. And we see, obviously, it's because, this introduction is all trauma based, like everything that's happened to him, and with Mira, with Spear, and how they kind of bond over that, and how they are kind of bonding throughout the whole season 2, the end of season 1 to season 2. I agree with you, Goodwin. There was no love there. They were just happy to find another human being, I think, at that point, and one that they could feel safe with and not feel like they're like a tool, they're used for something. Then it just kind of blossomed into the safe relationship that blossoms into more of that they need each other to love. What we see here, like in this episode here, this is insane how she gets branded in the back of the head. See if I can pull it up. Yeah, it's she is let me see if I can find it. She don't no.
Nope.
Well, she gets branded in the back of her skull.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, we thought it was like a tattoo or something.
Tattoo,
Right.
No, but it was a brand.
That's another place to get a brand.
Yeah,
Like
Big one too.
Yeah.
and
This is a kind of funny little humor relief here.
yeah.
The one keeps jumping off and sinking like a rock, and then she has to keep picking it up.
Yeah.
And then finally his brother just like cruises on by him. He's like, oh, if I kick my legs, I won't sink.
Yeah.
Which
Some
was
big old
needed.
eyes.
To be honest, it was needed because it was
Yes.
very intense at the beginning. So, Zach, you're right there.
Me? Yeah. Why?
No, I just
Oh.
if you wanted to chime in.
Yeah.
with your thoughts.
So when I was watching this episode, being introduced to his background, her background, and where you finally get that comfortable, oh, it's finally over kind of thing. These characters can get together. I already knew that getting both of these guys' backgrounds, something very bad was going to happen. Like there's going to be a very traumatic event happening where somebody's not going to make it out alive. And the way it's done really, really well because the viewer can really get that feeling building up and still don't know how the outcome is going to play out, like whether or not the character is going to live or if they're going to die. But no matter what, you're still in it for the long haul because it was done super, super well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love these
that's how I
backgrounds.
felt about it.
Yeah,
It's like we're in a new land again because you've got the stone mountains, but then you also have some kind of some lush greenery, and it's not just sand or woods. It's
well, I'm
Nice
glad you
little
brought that
mix.
up, Blair. Do you know what it is? It's the Genndy Plateau, as they that's where they have landed and where they're walking.
Hey, Nap.
And so yeah, like the color schemes, like he's such an amazing artist when it comes to, you know, playing out the colors and making them like contrast and like look at this, like it's just the light sourcing and everything that he does is just beautiful. What's up, my brother? And yet always
You
good to
did get
see
like
him.
Africa
God, yeah.
vibes from this.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So I said it a few streams ago, coming with the show, but what I got was I definitely I do research for my own story, but I got a lot of the tribe that connected the most to me with where Mira is from was the Dogon tribe, where a lot of their homes where they live on the mount, like the side of the wall, the way that the sun god masks they're wearing during the dancing rituals and whatnot is all, you know, to what the Dogon tribe does in their culture, and I just thought that was super fascinating. So I was really curious if he was pulling from that, or it was just some other tribes in specific. But I really liked the little details he was putting in.
what's up, Jacob? It was good to see Jacob as well.
Oh, yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed to Jacob Ironside, go subscribe to him now. Great channel. So and I wanted to point out the line weight here is very, very thick.
Yeah.
And this episode, I noticed the line weight it's there. But I don't mind it. So yeah, we're seeing that they've been traveling, they're tired, they're exhausted. And this moment here where, Mira is, doing her praying to the moon, and you see Spear like join her, and she's kind of shocked that he starts doing it with her. And I think again, this is another moment of that bond and willing. I would say like sacrificing himself to be with her and Fang and the two little ones. So and she's recognizing it more and more, especially when he found her in the beginning of season 2 when he went to find her and help her escape. That's another moment. It's just all these little moments that they're having together is just creates this really special bond.
They're growing together. Yes.
Yeah.
He's matured a lot.
Yes. And again, beautiful color schemes
the
and
God rays coming off of the
clouds
you get that peach color and
just gorgeous.
Yellow. Yeah.
And this is a touching moment where Fang, where she used to be so protective and wouldn't let anyone touch the two little ones, and now she's just picking them up and plopping them beside Spear, and he just kind of opens up and pulls them in. It's adorable. It is. It's like, and then obviously we're gonna this episode gets intense in a little bit later, but we see Fang searching for some food, and she finds this woman here. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Seems to be some thick food.
Yeah. She starts to scream. Mira recognizes the voice right away, and she sees that nice thick black booty over there, and she's like, "Oh, that's my sister."
There was another one with the tilt of the head. It hasn't really been used in this, throughout the series.
Oh, neat. He had sent a super sticker for $10. Yeah, you didn't have to, but you did.
Cool
brother.
shades.
I appreciate you. What's the sticker? Is it Cool Shades?
Yeah.
Trying to find it here. Hello. Thanks, Niet. Always appreciate you, brother. Can't wait for Saturday. We're going to be reviewing RoboCop. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Fang is looking for some cake. He found some cake, or she found some cake. Yeah.
Later, Taylor.
What's up, Taylor? Yeah, I'm going to watch the rest of the stream from here to see you guys for season 3, Gooch Gang. Appreciate you, brother. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Later, man.
So yeah, Mira finds her. She's protecting her friend, and they instantly embrace. And again, we see the
Yep.
Got hips.
Yeah, the other thing you notice is on her back, the scar from where the axe
Yep.
was thrown.
Yep. Nice touch.
Yeah, she was one of the other survivors of the abduction.
Yep.
I love the background of this scene though, because you got Spear holding
The two little.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this.
What were they called? Bloodstone and
Green Phantom.
Green Phantom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, the perspective, a nice shot. Face on. Those are the toughest ones to capture.
Yeah.
And he does it like really well. And the proportions, like you see Spear is like a lot smaller in the back with the two little ones, and Fang is nice and big and imposing as a T-Rex. And they start traveling, and then they get to the village, and the village is up in the hills, up on the I guess mountainside.
Mountainside, yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. And I mean, look up. I'm sure that's going to be thrown out there, but yeah, they're looking up. They're looking up, and so yeah, it's a great shot. The birds was a nice touch. Like he always has birds in his.
Yeah, there's always something dynamic going on.
Yeah. And we get the village, and they're walking through, and this guy sees a T-Rex.
There's one of those.
Yeah.
Again, this pose, which is like this has never been in any of the prior episodes. It feels it both the few times that I saw it, it just felt a bit odd, like they were having someone else animating this.
But again, the light source is perfect.
Everything You still get the shading and all that.
Everything's beautiful. And we get this where they're ready to battle another village that doesn't understand. I mean, now the timeline we're not sure, because like Tartakovsky just fools around with the timelines and does what he wants with this storytelling, which I like. I think it's cool. I don't mind it. Yeah. And Mira obviously comes in and says no, they're with her. Her father is the leader of the group here. The I guess you can call him what the
elder chief.
Elder chief,
like that.
Yeah. And happy to see her, and it's just becomes a celebration of life. And he touches the branding on the back of her skull, which was, I wish I could have got that frame, but it's intense.
Yeah.
I wondered if her hair was going to grow back at some point.
Not if she's been branded, it won't.
Yeah.
Maybe certain parts. It'd probably look weird though.
You better make sure it gets long and covers that up. Yeah.
What do you think of this scene right here with the I don't know what you call that?
That's actually a sounder that's used by a lot of different cultures. Yeah, and I liked it because again, it's calling down, the spirits, and it's in the night, and then you have the sun and then the moon. Yeah,
great scene. Again, a lot of emotion. You're seeing Mira looking at. Yeah.
Damn, I'm smooth.
Yeah.
Yep. Sun, moon.
She's back in her native dress. She's happy. She's home. And he's happy too.
But he can't stop thinking about being with Fang. He's protective of his, real family.
Yep.
And and she introduces him to his own place. And he walks in, just stares at the wall. Like you
knew something was going to happen when you see that big, giant open space there.
Yep.
Yeah. And Fang's like, "Oh, shelter," and I'll walk right through myself.
Yeah. Oh, I see. This wasn't disability accessible.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and fix that for you.
Yeah. But it's interesting how they sleep. Like he's just like again the line weight too. But he's just up against the wall, it's almost kind of like a defensive depression, and Fang is just kind of always by his side, and these two really, really, really trust and love each other unconditionally, and that's what they're portraying, obviously, in this. Again, the line weight in this is like crazy thick, but again, beautiful shots, beautiful scenes,
And moonlight.
Yeah.
And obviously we're setting up for this moment here where he wakes up and starts picking up, I guess you could say, the clay dirt, and starts to draw out his past on the wall. And of course, morning rises. Again, the light sourcing, the colors, everything's just beautifully done.
Yeah.
You can tell it's a different type of light. It's like morning light,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like an afternoon, evening type thing.
She comes in and witnesses his history.
Been doing some
Yeah.
drawing.
Which is like a beautiful touch, like because that's how it started in the first episode. We saw all this, and then he comes full circle to end the series with this, right?
Yep.
I thought that was a nice touch. Yeah.
Tells the whole the important bits of the story, at least with regards to how Spear sees it.
Yeah, the loss of his father, the saber-toothed tigers, his love and his children, and then you see them being eaten by the dinosaurs, the T-Rexes, and the pain, like he puts it like red, like
It's
it's
blood.
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah.
It's like
He
the
writes
good and the
pain
bad.
and blood.
Yep.
and then Mira and the scar, the scar,
The brand, yeah.
yeah.
Then him and Fang going to find her.
Mm-hmm. And she gets emotional. Like she's seeing all the effort that he put into this, and his memories and what he's thinking about, because they don't really know how to communicate yet. Because she talks a different language, and you hear her talk throughout the episode, and I don't know what language it is. It's some kind of, I would say, some kind of African language, old African
Something like
language.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the drawing of it. It's Mira and Fang and her two, and then him separate with the spear. Right, that these are the people that I protect.
Yeah. And he's looking down, watching Fang and the two little ones, and then we see,
Ooh.
yeah, we see what's coming.
That one guy's pointing at it too.
Yeah. And then we get
Hey, what's
into
that?
we get into the full alert. Guys start running out with spears, and we see Spear and Fang go out to find out what's coming. They see the fires, and they get introduced to the chieftain, the Viking chieftain, who's now a
Vengeance spirit? Or-
It's like
Yeah.
hell incarnate, something like just
yeah. He's got these. He's been powered up to become this kind of like.
it reminds me of Juggernaut. Like
Yeah.
from X-Men. It's
Yeah.
like the demonized version of Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
It's basically here's the power for your wrath.
Yeah.
Go do you.
Consider-
The interesting thing though is that I think this is one of the few things in the whole series we know about the chieftain in his form coming. They don't.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a surprise for them. But we've known about it, which is why they're, it's great or whatever. And we're sitting here going, somebody's coming to town. We just know it's going to happen. And it's probably going to be here.
Scotty makes a good point. That he's there, she's home, they're all safe. All of the people they thought were their enemies are dead. He kind of doesn't know what to do, but the past comes back here.
Yep. and Spear and Fang are just going into full retreat, trying to avoid this demon's, the chieftain demon, fire lord, whatever you want to call him, just unleashing his power at them. And this part right here, he ducks the fire, and then right away looks to see where Fang is, and she's like, "No, up here, dummy. Let's go up. Let's go up." Yeah. And up they go, and he's unleashing and trying to, get them singed and burnt to death by his, I guess, battle axe.
Yeah.
Fire axe. And the chase is on. He turns into a snake here. This is the one that. This is what Zach drew 2-3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think was it 3 weeks ago, Zach, where you drew the snake?
It was
Yeah.
a couple. It was a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. For some way, I thought he would go into hulking form, like a rage of the ape man. Yeah, we'll get to that point because like he kind of does here. They're trying to avoid the fire snake as it goes up the mountainside here as they race to the top, and then the chieftain encounters them.
That's also a callback, isn't it? Isn't like the first battle that the two of them have against something, or the snakes in the flood?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Well, they got flooded by water, right?
Right,
now
right. But it had the snakes that were attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they have the snake.
Now we're gonna cap it off with the snake.
Zach, we got an echo again.
Yeah.
And then we see the rage happen, and Fang gets hit by fire, and so she's down. And she does the smart thing by going to
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. And again, great animation here. Tartakovsky does a brilliant job with it.
Yeah. And this is when he has had enough of this shit.
Yeah. This is the rage that happens, and he is completely on fire.
Yeah.
And
Totally engulfed. Yeah.
that is a callback to his dad, where his dad kind of did the same thing with the tigers. He's doing the same thing here, sacrificing himself for everyone else.
Nothing's stopping him.
It's coming back full circle.
Intense,
The eyes.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Teeth, everything.
Look at that's the shot I want. Like beautiful. Like when you watch the whole series through and you see this episode, you're just like, and I titled the stream like the ultimate sacrifice for love, or sacrifice for love, because that's what he's doing.
Yep.
In the end, and incredible.
I love that switch where his eyes get big and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah. What do I got to do to kill this guy?
I hadn't seen this before.
Not enough.
Yeah. And I love the fall, because we see the spear on top, and he's the chieftain is just getting, his back is getting slammed, like you could feel the thud. Again, the sound for this is incredible.
Audio's design was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
even on like
really...
the long shot, you hear the chunk, chunk, as he's getting as he's landing each time.
Yeah. And they hit the bottom, and this is where the part where it's interesting. It doesn't end like the way you think it is, and Mira runs to extinguish the flames of Spear, and you're thinking, oh, they're both going to die at this point right here, but nope, right there, perfect. He failed at what he was supposed to do.
Yep. You had your shot at vengeance,
and Vinder just said no. Enough of this. You're making me look foolish now, and now I've got your soul, and down to hell you go. Yeah. Very intense scene. I wasn't expecting that.
Me either.
And then you see the cry for help, and this was again another powerful scene. Her, crying out for her love. Like he sacrificed everything for that, not even for her, but for the whole village.
and she's like,
everyone.
we got to help him. He helped us, and as it looks up there and sees Fang.
And then everyone's outside, and I'm just curious if they sat there and watched her when she had a moment. So yeah,
there wasn't anything on TV that night.
Yeah. So yeah, she's Spear's getting treated by the shaman here. Obviously, every shaman in the world, I guess, is blind. So I don't know, or cataracts. Sure. So I don't know why we always have that trope, but
well, I mean, given the age, you see like the cracked fingernails and everything is bony. So
yeah. But yeah, it's like you failed the mission, now face the consequences.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's what the chieftain had to.
He had one job.
And he failed.
I give you one chance. Here, go get your vengeance. Oh, you failed? Well, I'll be taking you with me. Thank you very much.
Interesting shot was Mira is consoling Fang as she's upset and she's wanting to be there for Spear because, again, the ultimate sacrifice. And look at our dude. He's Jason Voorhees. He is like
he is. He has definitely seen better days.
Yeah,
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger, and and even the shaman's like he's not going to make it through the night. And this is an interesting ending for this episode as the shaman leaves, Fang and the little ones leave, and everyone stays to watch the show. She's crying and she's upset, and he says Mira one last time, and I guess that's enough to have her crawl on top.
I mean, I've always considered that, because I mean, to say my name, that's good enough.
Yeah, and
she sees that he's alone.
Yeah.
Well, and again, sees the story of everything that he's done to protect her, and that he's over, even being drawn alone. That nope.
She climbs on top, and we have a moment, folks.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so
it's like you ever seen a shriveled hot dog, like on the grill?
I've actually had a sunburn on that particular piece of anatomy, and trust me, my wife's not getting it. The weight of her gaze was enough. I was like, no. It hurts when you look at it. You just get away.
Yeah. Scotty says, I've got so mad when they did this to Spear. Genndy is so cruel for toying with my emotions. He is brilliant at it.
Yeah.
And I will be discussing Samurai Jack tomorrow night. So I won't be reviewing episode 1. I'm just going to talk about Samurai Jack tomorrow night. But because I need to do Samurai Jack. Mm-hmm. It's Tartakovsky is just a genius. Yep. Jay Nudist confirmed.
That ended any of my interest in being nude in the sun.
Yeah. So she she goes for a ride, and
the spear ride.
Yeah, spear ride. And we see the, little
kids are
baby
flash
Spear
forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just, and we see her covering the scar. She's got a full head of hair. Life has completely changed. And it's just a nice touching end to this 2 seasons, because there is a 3rd season coming out at some point this year. And we will be reviewing it. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I thought it was just brilliant. Especially in this moment right here. Yeah.
Yes. It carries on.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the end of the episode, guys. So
and in the end, he saved his child.
Yes.
Yes. That's so awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful. Again, emotional. Tartakovsky is a master at, bringing out this storytelling without any dialogue. And curious to hear you guys' thoughts after tonight's episode. So I'll start with Blair. We'll get to Zach because I'm sure he's finishing up there if we can show what he's drawing there. Blair, what are your thoughts, and what would you rate this episode?
I loved this episode. It brought everything to an end. Not, the end we maybe wanted, but I think maybe the end, maybe this was a better end. He continues through his daughter, and he protected this family like he couldn't protect his father or his other family. He actually defeated this monster.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, he wins totally on this. I give this a 10 out of 10. Fuck it. I don't, what a way to go out.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed this.
Scott, yeah. Oh no, I'm about to cry. It's all good. It's all good. This is safe space. You're allowed to show emotions here. Nick, what would you rate this, and get your thoughts on this incredible journey that all of us have been on? So
yeah, it's definitely been a great journey, and you just look at the magnificence that Genndy does in his storytelling. I know we've been saying it all season, where you don't need to have a lot of dialogue to tell a story. He shows his story in more ways than one, and this is definitely probably one of the most emotional episodes I think in the entire series, because our main protagonist, or at least one of our main protagonists, is no more, and obviously he goes out like a complete boss. And the one thing that I found interesting too is that even though Fang is right there by his side fighting the chieftain at the end, Spirit doesn't allow her to get involved, because it's like, no, you have two babies to protect. I don't want you fighting this battle. Like, even though she took part in slaughtering that whole, Viking village just as much as Spear did, but there again, like, he's the father figure here, and she's, the mother figure with two babies. And, I wondered how it would have gone down had he and Mira, have a child, if he had a baby at that point in time, and then the chieftain comes back in this form. Like, I think he would have still done the same thing, right? Like, I think he would have, protected them even more. But it wasn't needed, right? So I think in a funny way of having Mira ride the spear, as Jamma so eloquently put it, tells the story of life continues on. The circle is now complete, and it's poetry. It's a great way to end a season, and you really wonder what's going to happen in season 3 now. And I looked up to see what the ratings were like on IMDb for this episode, and it was an 8 out of 10, which I guess I could see how, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I think from everything that kind of gets filled in, you tie the knot and everything that needs to, you fill in all the blanks. There's really nothing that has been left out from season 2 here. So I don't think there are any other questions to be answered at the finale. So, I too would probably give it like, anywhere from a 9.5 to a 10, all through and through, with the audio design, the coloring, the colors that we get, the art. You're saying there's some heavy lines along the way in this episode, but I think through and through, like, you can't dismiss this episode from being pretty epic.
Especially that beginning battle scene too was just bloody as hell. And something else.
It ends brutal. It sort of starts brutally, but ends beautifully.
Well, there's a couple things I want to mention. The heavy line work, I think, is especially for this episode, is for you to really see the characters, and
it grounds them in the environment that makes them pop.
It makes them pop for the final episode, because then you get attached even deeper and more emotional as you feel that. A couple comments here I want to touch on. UK Gamer, I'm not an animation fan, really enjoyed the series. Gooch made me watch hashtag Gooch made me watch this. That's the whole point of my channel, is like the late night and the Friday night, and they're fun shows, but and I love doing them, but like and Goodwin and ZACK and a couple others can vouch for him. When I started this, it was I wanted people to see animation, see great storytelling with great animation, because it's not just for kids. And I hate that mindset where people are like, I'm not going to go see that. That's kid stuff. No, that's some great storytelling in there. So, and I'm glad you guys are watching and joining these streams and stuff like that. I really truly appreciate it. Scotty is like, I personally named Spear and Mira's daughter Adira, which is Arabic for mighty or strong. And that's Scotty, you surprised me. Like, you really appreciate you coming into the chat. What a nice addition you have been. Rick Costa said, Gooch recommendations haven't let me down. I'll give this a 10 too. Appreciate it, Rick. Really do appreciate that, brother. So yeah, Gemma, I have a folder in my room named Gooch Animation with all the stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, the Blue Eye Samurai. Yeah, that's a good one. Mr. Goodwin, sir, because I know you're going to have a lot to say, because like me, you love animation. So go to town there, brother. And you're very good at breaking down storytelling. So break it down for us, brother. And I don't mean it was nuts.
This was you knew it was going to come in, and you knew that that the chieftain was coming, with his vengeance. But the opening, the opening flashback, immediately put me in mind of Spear in the first episode, where he wasn't there to defend his family, even though you see in that moment that he most assuredly would have, given it his all. He just didn't have the opportunity, and went on a bit of a vengeance quest himself, but was turned around from that, and ended up finding a family with Fang, and the buildup over time, the relationships that he built, that it was always in his nature to protect those that he cared about, and to cross an ocean to find Mira, who was simply someone he had found and had become friendly with, and maybe there might have been the start of the hint of a romance, but nothing major. But she's thinking, the hell with this, we're going, right? And the everything that we go through, we end up here at a moment where all of the people that he cares about are being threatened by what seems to be an insurmountable foe, and he doesn't hesitate. Let's go, right? I'm on fire. Sorry, you didn't bring enough to this game to play, right? And is goes down swinging, and survives it barely, although he's fatally injured from it. And his love is rewarded. That selflessness that he had, that taking care of the people he loves, is rewarded, whereas the chieftain's wrath is also rewarded in the way that it was always inevitably going to be rewarded, which is that he lost, his family and his soul at the end. And then there's a bit of a, I'm not sure this was the best way to handle it, but I'm not sure how else you were going to handle it, right? To have Mira, end up pregnant, with his child, but, that the line carries on, that.
I wonder how many days that endured too. Was that like a one and done, or, that he's
Yeah,
going
she's
for a
like,
few
okay,
days?
well, I'm ovulating, so if you could just put some more leaves on him, it'd be great. Yeah.
Exactly. Get the one back in here. We got to.
Yeah.
Round
Get the
two.
shaman. Get the shaman. We need to do something.
Yeah.
But no, I think and again, it ties. He manages. Tartakovsky manages to tie up, the all of these threads that roll through, right? And that the reward is that the people that he loves goes on to include the children that he could not protect the first time, but because of Mira, there's now a child that will go on and will be with Fang in them. And you know, to Tartakovsky's credit, again, I mean, we mentioned it countless times that you really have no dialogue or anything that we would take as dialogue other than just, you know, verbal noises.
One episode.
Yeah.
That one weird one that.
Yeah. Well, the English, which again is a bit of y'all might want to pay attention. This is why I'm making you people watch this, right? You know, this is the story I'm doing. But it's one thing to tell a story at the surface level. It's another thing to tell really deep stories that have a lot of emotional moments.
Yeah.
And that there are themes about the things that matter in life, and that, again, with no words, and if you're any kind of paying attention, you pick it up, and you see all of this going on in a you know, scene in a world that is beautiful, and is really, it's masterful, the artwork that he does. The Gooch talking about the weight of the lines is the reason you do that, and it's to give the characters themselves weight in this moment, right? That they are at the forefront. They are the most strongly drawn, because look at the background where he draws the mountains, and those are very thin lines, right? But the characters are the ones that have weight. And he doesn't shy away from the horrendous, you know, results of you know, the burns on Spear at the end. And what is Spear's, you know, last words? Mira. You know, it's just, you really have to tip your hat. And I know that Tartakovsky's been doing this for a good long time, and the one thing you can say about him is that he's always getting better. And this is really, I mean, this is the apex of his career thus far. Hopefully he goes on to do even more magnificent things. But if you want to understand the power of animation and the stories that it can tell that are in no way limited to children, watch this. And if you are not moved, you have a heart of stone, or you're blind. And yeah, I would recommend this to anybody that is either very familiar with animation, that could really pick up all of the technical ability that's in play here, or someone that is totally new and just wants to understand why animation is such a suitable medium for storytelling. And this is absolutely the series to do it. And I really look forward to season 3. I can't see him dropping in quality. He's only been getting better.
No, yeah. Well, Jamma, for $5, I appreciate that, brother. I really, really do. Crazy how I didn't think I could get into a series without dialogue, to actually being glad there isn't true art beyond a number rating. Thanks, Gooch. No, thank you for joining us, Jamma. You and everybody, Scotty, all you guys joining us for this weekly review of Primal, and a lot of the animation reviews I do. I appreciate you guys a lot. The comments, the laughs, the all the other stuff. It's been awesome. And next week, I'm not sure what I want to do next week yet. I'm still kind of throwing things up in the air, but we'll have something for next week. So, Jamma, thank you again for the $5. And of course, I got to play a little video for Jamma for that. So let's see. What can I play? Well, this one is a funny. No, I'm going to play this one.
On my way to work, I hit a guy.
Oh, that doesn't seem so bad.
Every day this week.
Oh.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever!
I had to play that one. That was a classic.
Of course.
I kind of forced my siblings to watch the first episode of Primal, and they loved it. Awesome.
Excellent.
I love it.
Nice.
Rick, for $2, hashtag if Gooch says it's good, believe him. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks, man.
Yeah, stay tuned for Thursday to see how that
Rick
hangs.
joined. Well, Rick joined us from X-Men when we were doing X-Men '97, and
Yeah.
he's been following us since. And I appreciate you, Rick. And this, maybe, probably, probably. Zach, brother, you've been sitting there patiently. I think you've done something. What did you draw, and what are your thoughts on the final episode?
So I haven't touched it with inks because I was trying to figure out the position, which surprisingly enough, a woman riding a guy who's stiff as hell can't move is actually pretty challenging. So I had to find an angle, but you guys said everything I needed to say or wanted to say. The series is a 10 out of 10. This show I didn't want to rate episode per episode, honestly, because I would just give it a 10. Because everything complements within each other. I mean, you could watch a show like Daredevil on Netflix, right? And that show is amazing, but then there'll be the Karen Page episode that everyone has to grit their teeth just to watch it, because who cares about Karen Page's backstory, right? It's relevant to the story, but you're just kind of pushing through. The Primal, you don't do that at all. You enjoy watching every episode, and then when an episode comes in, like Theory, has nothing to do with Spear, but yet it also does at the same time. Yet you're still in. So, that takes a lot of skill and a lot of time to understand storytelling, to do those kind of things and not lose the viewer. So, watching this show was a learning experience for me, but this is as far as I've gotten.
Is it?
I'd
art,
say it's
so
appropriate. Yeah. So.
Oh wow! Wow.
So again, it's just the pencils. I'm gonna be touching into ink pretty soon.
It's almost got like a heavy metal vibe to it.
Oh yeah,
A little bit, yeah.
So like up in the corner right here is the cave drawings, but it's gonna be like flamed.
Oh, that's
up
good.
and whatnot.
Cool.
But again,
that'd be dope.
like I said, it's hard to decipher when there's no ink on it. So you guys, I'll have this done within the next day or two, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if the people have seen the colored image of my first Primal drawing.
Yeah, I showed it last. Didn't I show
okay.
it? Yeah, I did show it last week.
Yeah,
Or not the
then-
last,
yeah.
but the week before. Yeah. And if you're interested in buying one of Zach's pieces, hit him up on Twitter. But we're going to be doing an auction here in the next couple of weeks. We're just going to set a date and then look out for that. Yeah, for me, my final thoughts about this series. I'm so glad we did this because Tartakovsky is just a legend. I mean, you guys touched on everything through the series, but his animation, we've gone through the Star Wars, Clone Wars of Tartakovsky. We've done Primal. I'm going to start doing Samurai Jack and go through that, which is going to be a blast. I love Samurai Jack. It was one of my favorites. I used to watch that consistently when it was on. I would just like drop everything I had to and just watch that. So I'm going to start doing Samurai Jack, I think on Wednesdays. And then, it's, to me, this is like a 10 out of 10, this whole series. It's just, it gets such beautiful storytelling, beautiful animation. It just doesn't get any better than that. So all that being said, I want to say a quick thank you to everybody. The panel, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, going through this series. And in the chat, I thank you a few times tonight, but I can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been great. Blair, what do you got going on this week?
Well, last night, if you got to replay, we talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees on Blue Collar Creatives channel with my cousin Lady Marine and Pink Pam 86. So that was a really great episode. You can catch me Thursday on Roman of the Empire's channel. We're doing a free range show. And then I'll be here Thursday with Kaiju number 8.
Nice. Zach, what do you got going on this week, brother?
I'm gonna be drawing a lot. Just pretty much, I'd say this week is just kind of finishing up the commission that I have been working on for a few weeks now. And Thursday night will be Kaiju number 8. Definitely excited for that. And I don't know about this weekend. It's kind of up in the air, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Well, I know you got to bounce, so you go do your
Yeah.
thing. Go be with your daughter, brother.
Later, Zach.
You guys have
Thank
a
you,
good
Zach.
night.
Zach.
Thank you so much.
Take care, brother. Take care, brother. Nick, what you got going on?
I'll be on your Button Brothers channel for the first time tomorrow night.
Ooh.
That'll be fun. And I should have a couple videos being put out maybe late tonight, tomorrow. I'm going to watch the Daredevil premiere after this and probably do a review on it. And then Thursday, obviously back here for Kaiju number 8. And then I'll be on Nyat, his channel, talking about RoboCop. I've been reading the manga for Kaiju number 8, and holy shit.
Okay.
I am so fucking pumped for season 2.
Yeah.
I'm no spoilers, but Goodwin, it gets better.
I believe anything these line motherfuckers.
You're Goodwin. How are you, sir? And where are you going to be this week?
Yeah, but Thursday I'll be here for Kaiju number 8. Friday B-sides, and then Saturday Niats for RoboCop. That should be a hell of a stream. And then who knows after that? I guess we'll figure things out.
Yes. And as for me, you can catch me here tomorrow night after the Badger cast. I'll be doing 8 o'clock Eastern. I'll be talking Samurai Jack. I'll be doing the first episode. And maybe I might have someone with me. I'm not sure. And maybe I might do it alone. Who knows? But I'm going to talk Samurai Jack Thursday, Kaiju number 8, like the guys said. We're doing episode 9, I believe. And then Friday, turning Gooch and Knees, and then Sunday, late night with Gooch and Gang. And hope to see you guys all there. Again, thank you to everybody. Appreciate everybody. Everyone, have a great week. You can catch us on the streams. I'm sure you can find us, somewhere, everywhere. And all that being said, stay Gucci, everyone.
My
Stay
friend.
Gucci.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moon?